Today we're going to talk about op art, or optical illusion art. We're going to create flat art that looks three-dimensional. It's going to trick our eyes to make us believe that it's an optical illusion. Here we have an optical illusion. The way they've drawn it, shaded it, it looks three-dimensional, like you could fall through the tunnel. This one looks like you're in a square room. This one looks like a sphere is underneath the paper and that it is three-dimensional. And then these are some examples of three-dimensional tunnels. And this is what we're going to be doing today. You're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, colored pencils, or crayons. If you only have a pencil, you can do today's art. So we're going to start off today by drawing a wavy line in the middle of our paper. I'm going to add 8 dots to the wavy line that I drew on my paper. I want 2 of them to be near the edges of the paper, and then I will fill the rest of them wherever on the line. Don't forget to pause the video after each step to give yourself some time to complete that step. The next step, I'm going to play connect the dots, but using hills. So I'm going to draw bumps to each dot. I'm going to jump my marker to each dot all the way across. And for the first and the last dot, they're going to jump off the page. I'm going to repeat this step over and over, starting in the crease where the dots are. So every line ends in that crease. And I'm going to keep drawing these wavy lines until they run out of room. I'm drawing a hill on top of each hill. I'm following that curved line. I'm matching it to the one before. It might get wider, it might get smaller. I'm matching the curves. So I'm just repeating them over and over until they run off the page and there's nowhere for me to draw. Some of the tunnels get so small that they're disappearing, and that is okay. Once I'm done with the top half, I'm going to flip my paper around and do the exact same thing on this side. When we add color, or to make it more three-dimensional with just a pencil, we're going to be using values again. To create values in a color when you only have, let's say, one blue crayon or one blue colored pencil, all you have to do is change the pressure you put on your pencil or crayon while you're coloring it. So here I'm pressing down as hard as I can in this last square, and that is creating the darker blue. The first square, I was barely pressing down at all, as lightly as I could to create the light blue. Here in the middle, I'm pressing down a little harder, or I just am going over it again to create that darker color. Again, here I'm lightly pressing down on my colored pencil, barely making the markings on my paper. And then at the end, I'm going to press down as hard as I can without breaking the pencil, of course, to create that rich, dark blue. And then in the middle, again, I'm going to color as lightly as I can. And sometimes it's easiest to create the medium color by just going over it a second time. And that's how you create values using only one colored pencil and one crayon. Grab 2 or 3 colored pencils or crayons, or you can just use a pencil. When I add color, I'm going to use 3 colors and a pattern. I'm starting with this teal color, and as you can see, I'm pressing down as hard as I can in the corners
So the closest to the creases is the darkest, and then I am going to lighten it up in the middle, so I won't press as hard in the middle. Again, along the creases, I want it to be the darkest. And then in the middle is the lightest.